Hey guys, it is currently 9:30 in the morning on the 27th, but we're going to go ahead and talk about January 25th and 26th. The weekend didn't go quite as well as I had been hoping it would. I didn't push nearly as hard as I had hoped I would. Things were overall slow. I was wearing my shoulder braces the majority of the weekend. I've got one of them on at the moment. And generally when I get a new brace, it's hit or miss on it feeling a million times better right away, or it taking time to adjust. And my left shoulder feels great. It's mobile. It's working like a shoulder. My right shoulder's still pretty touchy, but, you know, expecting that. I also think my right shoulder might be out of place, just based on the way that it feels. I think that it sits forward more than the other one, so I think it's either out of place, or that's not a problem I noticed until I had the braces, but either way, the right shoulder's still touchy. And in addition to that, over the weekend I had a flare-up of my eczema, which I have those every couple weeks, sometimes every couple days, kind of depends. But I had a pretty big flare-up this weekend, and when it's on my hands, I can't wear my gloves, which helps with my knuckles, so I couldn't wear my gloves over the weekend to help with my knuckle pain, so typing was incredibly slow in every single regard, but I did what I could. I'm not sure you can see it very well because I'm not recording on any high-definition camera. I'm literally recording on like a 4, 5, 6-year-old iPad at this point, and an iPad mini at that. But my hands are pretty marked up here, and from what I'm looking at on my screen, you can't see it at all. But I've got a red scaly patch here, I've got marks all over here on my knuckles. My upper knuckles are fine on this hand, but on this one it's pretty bad here, here, and I've got it all around here and over here. But I'm not sure how well you can see it, because I know sometimes when I put the video on the TV it looks a lot different than it does by what I'm looking at right now. But from what I'm looking at, you can't really see it at all. But it hurts like hell. Every single lotion that I put on it stings it, even the ones that are made to help with eczema. But I still put stuff on it because otherwise my hands dry out really, really bad, and then they crack, and then the eczema flares up around the cracks, and it's just terrible. But either way, this weekend did its best to kick my ass. It also messed with my sleep schedule pretty bad. I didn't go to sleep until 5 p.m. on Saturday, and I didn't go to sleep until 3 p.m. at least on Sunday. It wasn't fun, but I managed. I accomplished little bits and pieces here and there, but definitely not a lot. On the 25th, which was Saturday, I wrote 1,036 words in Untitled Mystery Scenes, 808 in Abduction of the Jensens. I edited 850 words in Eves for Gent, and then altogether, that was 1,844 words written on January 25th, which brought my total for the month to 61,696. And then January 26th, I started with Eves, and I edited 816 words there. Wrote 490 in Untitled Mystery Scenes, 336 in the Jensens, and then I got ready for bed and went to bed. And then when I woke up, I added another 556 words to the Jensens, Abduction of the Jensens, and that brought my total for January 26th to 1,382 words, and my total for the month to 63,078 words. So the weekend was a huge miss on the hit or miss scale, but I feel like the reasons contributing to that make me feel less terrible about that fail, but I'm still not a big fan of the fail. I still have Eves to finish by the 31st, that's still a plan. Gent is more than willing to give me an extension if need be, because she knows about my pain and so on and so forth, but I would love to still finish it by the 31st because that is the date that I set with my client in the beginning. And my own deadlines aren't quite as important unless I have already announced to the world that a book is being published at that point. But deadlines set with a client are much more important to me and much more set in stone to me and more important to hit for me. So in that regard, if I have to choose between, the Jensens or editing Eve's, I'm going to focus on Eve's. It's not a deal breaker if I don't finish writing the Jensens this month, truthfully. I would prefer it to. It would give me more leeway on when I could finish book 6 by. But as long as I finish it, presumably within the first week of February, I should still have enough time to hopefully finish book 6 by the end of February, so that way I can focus full time on editing the series instead of working on editing and writing at the same time. But we'll see how things go. At this moment, I'm still going to shoot for trying to finish it by the 31st, as well as trying to finish Eve's by the 31st. But if it comes down to a point where I definitely 100% have to choose between the two, it will be Eve's. I will be focusing on Eve's. But we'll see how things go, and we'll go from there. Today, again, is the 27th, and I am cycling through my books today, since I didn't work on them over the weekend. But I'm not spending super long on those books. I'm planning on coming back around to the Jensens, hopefully, before midnight, but we'll see how things go. I'm only awake at maximum for another hour before I go to sleep at this point, but we'll see how things go in that hour, and then we'll see how things go after I wake up. It is a Monday night. I have one show on Mondays, and that comes on at 9, I think? Yes, at 9. So presumably, if I go to sleep on time, I'll wake up at 5, do bird chores, take care of the dogs, so on and so forth, and then I'll be able to get into writing after that, which is usually around 6 or 7. Work until 9, and then work until 10 to 11, roughly. I don't know how much progress I'll make. I don't know how much I'll lean on Untitled Mysteries or anything like that. It was a stressful weekend for reasons unrelated to writing. I was discussing my pain with a person on Discord, who I chat with on there all the time, like every day. And I normally don't talk about a lot of what causes my anxiety, because I am a silent dealer more than anything. If I have a problem, I'm going to deal with it, but I'm most likely going to deal with it on my own, and I'm most likely not going to discuss it with a ton of people, because that's just how I am. But she managed to get me to answer actual questions, and because of that, I opened up my anxiety to my doctor's appointments again that is in April, and that's not something that's her fault, obviously. It felt very, very great to be able to actually discuss what weighs on my chest and my shoulders and my mind, but because I opened myself up to it, it also didn't allow me to accomplish a ton over the weekend, and that's okay. Again, I think that the reasons I didn't accomplish anything massive over the weekend are acceptable things and not just excuses. An excuse is, I watched too much House this morning on Amazon Prime because I have a free trial, so I didn't accomplish anything. That's an excuse. That's not... I'm not accepting that. It's true, but I'm not accepting it as a valid excuse or reason. The things that kept me from writing over the weekend are acceptable, so I'm not disappointed in myself for not accomplishing a lot. It doesn't cause a ton of anxiety or disappointment because I didn't accomplish anything over the weekend. It causes disappointment that I didn't accomplish anything this morning because I watched 7 hours of House, but you get the point, I think. I can weigh what is a good reason and what isn't a good reason. So all of the things that contributed to my anxiety and my pain and whatever over the weekend, I don't see as disappointing excuses for why I didn't accomplish anything, which I think is important when you don't accomplish things that you had initially planned to. I think it's important to be able to find the reasons that those accomplishments didn't happen and dissect whether those reasons are actual reasons that it benefits you not to push yourself that weekend. Like, if I had pushed myself over the weekend, I probably would have had an anxiety attack, and I probably would have ended up in even more pain today. And neither one of those things would have been great, because they just would have set me back even further. My pain has already kicked my ass this month and has already set me back on editing Eves and writing any of my books for several days, which isn't great. But I think it's important to be able to see the things that held you back over a certain period of time and be able to inspect and analyze those things that held you back to see if it was overall actually a good thing instead of being disappointed in yourself for it, basically. That's a lot of what I'm focusing on this year and a lot of what I worked to focus on last year. But that's all that I have for today's video, days 25 and 26. Hopefully this week will go relatively okay. Hopefully the last few days of January will go relatively okay. We'll see. I'm still adjusting to the shoulder braces. I normally wear them both at the same time, but right now really only the right one needs help because the brace has tremendously helped the left one. But I'm hoping that the rest of the month goes okay. I still have like another 40,000 words to write if I want to hit my goal by the end of the month, and that's doable for me. It kind of just depends on how things go, and we'll go from there. Again, it's not a deal breaker if I don't hit that goal, because my goal isn't to push myself super hard this year. It's just to do my work and go from there. But yeah, that's all that I have. If you enjoyed this video and this ramble and this discussion of reasons to not accomplish your goals, a like is always appreciated. And if you'd like to stay updated on my writing, my editing, the gaming videos I upload roughly every Friday, or anything that I do on this channel in between, feel free to subscribe. All the links to my authors pages, as well as links to my social media, are in the description down below. And I've recently added my photography Instagram down there as well. That wasn't in there before, but I just added that in one of the recent videos I uploaded, so that will also be down below. But yeah, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.